Stephen Gilbert RC here. A little knowledge for you guys today. We're going to be testing out an ND filter with the Yi action camera. Now, just to let you guys know why something like this might be useful for someone using an action camera like this or a GoPro is because of the limitations of the camera. Now, I'm filming this on a Canon Rebel SL2 with a Sigma art lens, and the art lens and the camera have the ability to change both the aperture, which is the opening in the lens itself, and the shutter speed, which is how quick it takes the photos. Now, generally, when you're trying to record action, you want to have the 180 rule, which is if your shutter speed is at 30, if your frames per second is at 30, you want a shutter speed double that, so 60. Now, because these cameras don't have a controllable aperture in them, you can't open and close it, it's stuck, which means the only way it can control light getting to it is through adjusting the shutter speed. If the faster the shutter, the less light gets on the sensor, and the darker the image is. So if you're out in a bright white snow like we're going to test, what happens is the aperture can't shrink to let less light in, so it ups the shutter speed really high, and that causes instead of, this is what I would call natural motion. Let me see if I can adjust it mid-video. So right now I'm recording at 30 frames per second. Shutter speed is 60. Let me adjust the shutter all the way up. And so now movement there, and then back down to 60. It's more blurry. So that just gives you an example of what that causes. So if you're flying a drone, the video looks really weird because your shutter speed's all the way up here, and everything's wavy, and you can see too much of it. It doesn't have a natural blur like your eyes would naturally see. So what this does is it lets less light in. It kind of acts like an aperture for you. And putting that on there, I can't remember how many stops this is. I can send a link in the description below on what this is. And what that does is it makes it darker, which allows the shutter speed to come back down to a normal rate, so you don't, you have natural look. It looks like it should be. It's really, I'm sure it's really useful out in the snow like we're doing today. There's many other applications you can use this for. If you want to take long exposure photography during the day, it really does a good job of smoothing the water out. We're going to take this outside and just record me driving the Vaterra Halix around in the snow. That's the whirring noise you hear in the background now of the battery charging. And then you guys can see, I'll lock the shutter speed at 120 frames per second, or I'm sorry, 120 shutter speed. The numbers are very similar, so they're easy to get confused. So I'll have this at 60 frames per second. I'll lock the shutter speed at 120. I'll take the filter on and off so you guys can see the difference. And then we'll just record me driving in the snow and to see how good it looks. So this is a shutter speed locked at 120. I can't see anything because I'm blinded. Let's put the filter on. Hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference. Put the filter on properly. There you go. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Then we get the RC car ready, and I'll get this camera set up, and then we'll have some fun. I'm powering up the Vaterra Halix. We don't have a body on it because I got a motor shroud and the body's kind of broken anyway. Little footprints of squirrels in the snow and everything. How about that? Got a Vaterra Halix with the 3S in it with the 32 pitch tooth upgrade. And some Pro line trenchers. We did a pretty good job tearing up the snow in the yard. Let's get a shot over here of me doing some quick. Ooh. So as you can see, the video looks really good, nice and smooth. We're going to cut the video and play in the snow some more, so you guys have a good day.